Well, hi there, it's Jennifer. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you've clicked on this particular video and that you're going to spend your time with me today. I am very thankful. This is day one of my staycation. It is Wednesday, April 16th. I'm officially checked into my hotel room and already I've received a blessing, and I'm going to tell you about that in a little bit. It is a rainy, chilly day here in Anchorage, Alaska, but right now I am overlooking the small boat launch area, the train tracks where I always love to go down and take videos. I can't wait to show you all around in this amazing room. My son will be here probably in about 20 minutes. He is my dinner date for tonight. And if this is your first time here, I am celebrating my birthday with a staycation, I guess. I don't even know if that's the right term. I'm calling it a staycation. I am staying in a hotel that is in my city here in Anchorage, Alaska. And it's just a favorite little spot. It's an iconic spot. The views are absolutely beautiful. Even on a rainy, cloudy day, I can see the Chugach Mountain Range over here, and I'm gonna show all of that to you. But my birthday is on Friday, April 18th. I am gonna be here for 4 nights. So we are Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night, which I am so excited about. I had to take a quick break because I just got a message from my son that he is on his way. So one of the ways that I am celebrating my birthday is I'm eating at my favorite restaurant here called the Crow's Nest, and it's in this tower. This hotel has 2 towers. I'm in the tower where this restaurant is located, but it has a completely separate elevator. I am really looking forward to it. I am going to be having dinner with my son tonight, my daughter Megan tomorrow, my daughter Lydia on my birthday. My husband is traveling out of town. Depending on what time he gets in, he'll come see me on my birthday evening here, and then he'll be staying here on Saturday the 19th, and then we will dine at the Crow's Nest. So I am absolutely getting spoiled on my 54th birthday. All right, let's go head downstairs and go wait to meet my son. While I head down to go meet for my son, I want to tell you about that unexpected blessing. So originally when I was making this birthday plan, I was only thinking I was going to stay for 3 nights. I was going to do a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, and a Friday night. And when I made those reservations, I got a particular quote for those 3 nights. Well, then later on, I was thinking, you know what? Why don't I tack on another night? My husband agreed, and we thought, why don't we have a little night away since he's been gone? That would be a great way for us to reconnect and connect after the trip and to continue my birthday celebration. And I added that reservation, got, of course, the new adjusted quote. Well, yesterday when I stopped at the front desk, I was getting checked in, and they gave me the quote in for the amount, and it was only for the 3 nights. And I was like, oh, no, you know, that quote was the original, but then I added on another night, and my husband's going to be joining, so it should definitely be higher. And another gentleman came over there was a receptionist who was helping me, then another gentleman came over, or I guess hostess, I think they're called. Anyway, he came over and he's like, did you upgrade rooms or change rooms? I'm like, nope, it should be the junior suites, and which it was. And he's like, it looks like you've been comped. So I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I thought, well, and I don't know, it was just so sweet. It was such a blessing. And I just thank God. And I'm like, well, that was really wonderful and completely unexpected. And it was a birthday gift. I wanted to share that. So I have come down from the elevators. As you saw, we took that very exciting and riveting trip down the elevator. I am on the 14th floor. Now the Crow's Nest restaurant is in the same tower, and it's up on the 20th floor. I am slowly making my way to the main entrance. That's where I thought that my son was going to be coming in. It's where I came in, and there are several different ways that you can enter into the hotel. When I was here recording for my 30 video celebration, there was a large conference going on, and it was just in this room that's going to be off to the right. So this is a very, very large, this hotel is quite large, and these rooms are large. I mean, there were people everywhere. There are unique specialty shops, quite a few of them. I want to go down tomorrow and see if I can go into each of them and record if I'm able. And I did have permission ahead of time to record. What I did was a couple of weeks ago, actually when I even made the reservations, I made the request to see if I could record here on the premises. I was transferred to, I'm not sure who the gentleman was. I did leave a voicemail. I never did hear back from them. Then I called back a week later to the reservation desk saying, hey, I had not heard anything. Can I record? Is that approved? I was given an email address to the hotel manager, so I sent her an email. And then on the day that I checked in, I had not heard back. I called the reservation office again, and then I guess the hotel manager had been out of town for an emergency or something short notice, it sounded like. But I was able to get in contact with her that day, the day that I checked in, and she so kindly gave me permission, and I let her know right away that, yes, I'm not going to be recording employees. I am not going to be recording guests. I'll make sure I have my phone down. I'll edit it out. I'll be very respectful and always ask permission before I go into any of the stores. And I think that's so important as a YouTuber. This is where I am waiting for my son, and he has arrived. We've just taken the elevator up to the crow's nest. The views are so beautiful. Now, we got here earlier. Our reservations were for 5:45. Oh, this bathroom is really beautiful. Look at this mirror. I always love to do little waves in mirrors. I got that from this wonderful lady that I follow on Facebook. I've never met her in person. She has the greatest style, and she's from United Kingdom, and she calls it her toilet selfies, and they're always fantastic. And she's the one who's inspired me whenever I'm in bathrooms and I have my camera and I'm doing any type of vlogging to go ahead and wave in the mirrors. Look at the beautiful view of, that's the Chugach mountain range. And I live all the way over on that side of town, right by those beautiful mountains. And it was just kind of a rainy, stormy, cloudy day, but the company was fabulous. What I love about the Crow's Nest is they always serve an amuse-bouche to start the meal. This was so delicious. It started off sweet. There was this berry, I don't know what it was exactly on the bottom. And once you took the bite, it was sweet. And then it had this tang because of the goat cheese. The bone marrow appetizer was absolutely delicious, and these fried olives, amazing. I'm not somebody who always eats olives in general. Oh my goodness, I wish you could taste one. They're so delicious. You know, I would never have ordered the bone marrow on my own, but I took a bite of it and it was fantastic. The black cod was delicious. The gnocchi, fried just so, a little bit of a crisp, tender inside, but the cod was so tender and yummy with that perfect crispy skin. My son ordered this amazing goat cheesecake. He said it was absolutely delicious. And I have said goodbye to my son. We had a really wonderful time enjoying each other's company, eating delicious food, looking at the views. After that rich and amazing meal, it's time to go wander around and go see if I can find the athletic club. And we'll go check out and see what the athletic club looks like. And it says it's a women's athletic club too. I wonder if I have to have my key. Restrooms down here on the lower lobby. What is over this way? Oh, okay. Oh, elevators. Okay, that's what the double L is for. All right. The Voyager. I'm assuming that must be a conference room. That these are conference rooms here, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's what it looks like. it's actually a long corridor. Okay. Okay, yeah, so this is pretty big down here. Oh, advertising, Whale's Tail, that is a restaurant upstairs. And the pantry. Now the pantry cafe, that is the place where I can go and get breakfast. And they bring breakfast to the rooms. All right, I am gonna go look at the women's athletic club, but I will not be filming in there unless there's nobody there. If there's nobody there, I will. But of course, I don't wanna bring a camera into the athletic club. Oh, Fletcher's, that is the restaurant that is right next to the elevator that I take to go up to my room. These are cute little window displays. Ooh. Oh, the Cubby, this is a coffee shop that's in the restaurant. And they have got to-go food, so we are definitely gonna go check that out. And this is the pantry, so this is where I'll have the breakfast, and we walked by that earlier. All right, let's go head back to the room. I am back, settled into my room. I'm gonna try to straighten us out. There we go. I just had the most wonderful date night with my son Daniel tonight. One of the treasures that I am looking forward to each night is having date night with my children and then my husband on the 19th. Tonight I had my date night with my son Daniel, and we had a beautiful time together. I love quality time, quality conversation. That is my love language. You know, there's the 5 love languages. There's physical touch. And of course, you can even break these love languages down to how you like to give love, how you like to receive love, and then how you nurture yourself. I love to receive quality time and quality conversation. That is my number one love language. There is physical touch, quality time, quality conversation, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and acts of service. And I always tell my children, I'm like, you don't have to worry about buying me a gift. If you want to make mama's heart happy, just give me some quality time, quality conversation. And my children are really sweet. They look for ways to have experiences with me so we can spend time together. And I love that. I thanked my son Daniel for being my date tonight. And he's just such a delightful young man. And we had all kinds of wonderful conversation. We ate delicious food too. And I will show all of that to you. I have eaten at this restaurant, the Crow's Nest, several times. And you saw the beautiful, beautiful views of the restaurant. It was so gorgeous. And also what I'll do too, maybe before I end this video for today, it's getting darker later here. So I do see the city lights now. They're starting to brighten up a little bit and emerge because of the lighting right now. But if I don't do it tonight, I'll definitely do it one of these nights and show the evening view of the city. But the views were gorgeous. My son ordered the most delicious bone marrow appetizer. I really wasn't quite sure how it was going to arrive and what its presentation was going to be, but it was delicious. And it came with a fig chutney, sourdough bread. I got the fried olive dish. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get online, and when I show you the pictures, I'm going to put the official, because it was a certain type of olive, and I can't remember what the name was. And then we both ended up going for the cod dish. I think we were both sold on the gnocchi, and it was delicious fried gnocchi. And I will write down all the details of the dish. Because I am using the 10 Glucose Hacks by Jessie and Shaspe. She's an author, if you don't know. I have on my channel, I've been doing this playlist where I have been documenting myself using these glucose lowering hacks because of I keep dipping in and out of prediabetes. It's so annoying. And my fasting glucose levels were up in November. They were in the high range. I am using these hacks to lower my blood sugar. I've brought my vinegar drink with me. I am doing a veggie starter. I've got my veggie starters with me. I brought avocados and tomatoes. I also brought some plain Greek yogurt and different nuts for snacks. And I have my vinegar drink. So before I went up to have this meal, I had my vinegar drink. That way I can use the hacks. And then, of course, now I know that there's the gym here in the morning. I am going to get up at 5, get coffee, become human, hit the gym, get a good workout in, come back here, shower, get ready for the day, and go down and eat. I have been very much looking forward to this time here. It's good for me to get away from my house and to get out of my house, and not because of any bad reason, but because I live and work from home, and I have lived and worked from home for 30 plus years now at this point. It's very hard for me to turn off and relax at home. And not that I do not relax. Believe you me, I do relax. But you know how it is. If you work from home, whether you're a full-time homemaker like me, or doing YouTube like me, or you are working from home, teleworking, or you just work from home, and that's how you run your business, it is really easy to not stop doing stuff in the house because you're also working there, but then you're doing all of your household activities. I have a wedding explosion going on in my upstairs. It looks like a disaster. I've got wedding stuff everywhere. And that also adds a little element of stress for me. I am somebody who is impacted by my environment visually. Are you that way? I have some children who love being in kind of a chaotic or messy space. It actually helps them think and create. I am literally the opposite. I prefer minimalism, which can be challenging when you live with a family who they're not absolutely not interested in minimalism. I could live that way. I find that I have a low clutter threshold, and living in a remodeling home has challenged me in a lot of ways because there's not a lot of order in the other parts of my home. But right now I've got these wedding decorations all over, and I've got table coverings that I'm steaming. I've got centerpieces. I've got all the supplies. I want to make sure we have everything in one central area. So when we get ready to bring these decorations out to this location, which is a couple hours away from here, we don't forget anything. And it visually is very chaotic, which brings a level of stress to me because that's how I am impacted. So this is very refreshing just to step away from that. And it's going to allow me to work on my 12-week year. I'm going to be planning the next 4 months. I'm going to start with May. So May, June, July, and August. I used to use the 12-week year for a good couple of years, and I did find that it helped me. I stopped doing it, and I don't know why. I will go through phases with journals. Do you do that too? I wish I could just stay with it and stay consistent. But what I have learned is if I am not planning strategically, then I will tend to become overwhelmed and get stressed. I'm also the type of person that when I'm working on something, I can get very, very narrow. I can have a very narrow vision and just work on that thing only. And I will forget about everything else. Or I'll get overwhelmed because the other things aren't getting done. Then I feel stressed out about that. And I'm like, okay, it's time for you, me talking to me, to get back to using the 12-week year. I'm really looking forward to doing that here during this staycation. Also, I have got notebooks, and I'll show you this tomorrow. I have got notebooks filled with notes from a Tony Robbins seminar. It was a 50-hour Unleash the Power Within. I went to the Zoom event, although it was also live, but then there were people that were doing the Zoom. I have notes upon notes upon notes of that experience. What I want to do, and I got a brand new notebook for the purpose, is I want to go through all of those notes that I just wrote down throughout this 50-hour seminar. And I want to collect the most important bits of wisdom and put them in my notebook so I streamline and then really get the meaty bits of wisdom out from this stack of notebooks. I also brought the Let Them Theory, and I thought that maybe I could get into reading that book as well. I also want to get outside and go for a walk. I am near the small boat launch, although the weather's supposed to be not fabulous, but I still want to get out anyway. We're also near the coastal trail. I want to do that during the day. I will have dinner with my daughter Megan tomorrow evening. On Friday, I'm having dinner with my daughter Lydia, so I've got those date nights planned. And then my husband on Sunday. And then as a family, we're going to the Anchorage Symphony, and I'll try to get little bits of that. My video plan will be to record each day and just post a video each day. Now, when my husband gets here, some of my family members don't mind being on camera. My son doesn't mind being on camera. That's why if you've ever watched any of my other videos, I have some of his tattoo appointments I've recorded. I've done shorts. He doesn't mind it at all. My third daughter, Lydia, she mostly doesn't mind, but my daughter, Megan, does not want to be on camera. She's very, very shy. She doesn't want to be. So I will not really record my time with her tomorrow evening, just out of respect for her. Also, my husband, he doesn't really love being on camera either. Maybe one day down the road, he'll be comfortable with this YouTube experience and he won't mind. But that is going to be the plan. So I'll be putting this video out. I want to do one for Thursday, one for Friday, and then do little bits of Saturday and Sunday. I'll see how much I can record and what I'll record with my husband and how that'll all work out. I'm not really sure. But I'm really looking forward to making progress with my notes, doing my planning. I will go ahead and say goodnight to you now. I'm going to unpack. I'm going to get settled in, get cozy for the evening, work on this video, and I will be seeing you again in the next video. And if you've watched to this point, thank you so much for sharing your time with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful morning or afternoon or evening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.